California Hockey Futures Game presented by Toyota, your Los Angeles Kings rookies against the Anaheim Ducks rookies. And looking at tonight's game, and really over the course of the past week here, Daryl, when you look at what the team is trying to get across, there's been development camp this year, now into rookie camp, well underway. They've had the instruction, the development is there. It's time to utilize it in that game setting and be able to hopefully go out there, compete hard, and show it here in 60 minutes of hockey.
Yeah, I think when you look at it, it all comes through in different plateaus. I think you look at the players that just came forward in the draft this year, they had a chance to come out for the development camp. Players that have been here a couple of years that were maybe down in Manchester last year, they're here in different stages. So I think from an organizational standpoint, you want to see the levels that they're at. You understand where some of the young players coming in, being engaged in their first kind of professional type of game. You expect them to maybe have the jitters in the early games, but you want to see how they can handle the physical tempo. The other day in Anaheim, I thought it was a great game, a great atmosphere there. Over 8,000 people in the building, and I think the players really fed off of that. I thought they did a solid job in performing their duties, and I thought as the game went on, they showed signs of mental and physical fatigue, things that you expect. But I think tonight we're going to see a lot of that again. It's going to be a physical hockey game. I would expect the pace to step up. You're going to see some few players on both sides step in, but it's entertaining hockey, and the game's back in the arenas where it should be.
And we want to talk about the pace in just a little bit and how players that might be coming up from junior hockey might be trying to earn a spot on that Manchester Monarchs team, how they respond to that. When we talk about the game back at Honda Center in Anaheim back on Saturday night, again, the key here is development. The key is getting better, utilizing the instruction in a competitive game setting. For the Kings, it went quite well. After falling behind by 1, they scored 6 unanswered goals, won that game 6-1, and you could see the team improving, continuing to grow stronger as the game progressed.
Yeah, I think when you look at the first couple of days of training camp, and those players, including the Ducks, they only had 2 days worth of instruction on the ice, and I thought both teams responded in a positive fashion. I thought the structure of the game, they did a great job carrying the puck up the ice, playing their system type of thing, and I expect it to be a little bit better now that they've had a couple of more practices here in tonight's game. But I thought they did a great job in Anaheim, and you talked about the pace. I thought there were some crisp passes. Timing is off a little bit always for the defensemen. They're the guys that are taking the hit, but I thought both teams, again, I'm going to echo that throughout the broadcast here again tonight. I thought both teams did a great job. The things that you want to see is you want to engage in the physical part of the game. You don't want to go out of your way to take the body, but you want to make sure that you finish your checks when you get a chance. And I think as the players get the feel for that, take a hit, go out and deliver a hit, I think the tempo of the game increases, the comfort zone starts getting a little bit better, and I think we start to see the skill come out, and we definitely saw some skill, especially on the Kings' behalf, in the first of the 2 games between the Kings and the Anaheim Duck rookies. I thought the Kings, guys like Andrioff the other day, I thought he did a great job. Tanner Pearson, both those players scored a couple of goals. I thought Jordan Wheel was magical with the way he handled the puck, and even Valentin Zykov, the Kings' first pick in the second round this year of the draft, I thought he did a great job at adjusting from his first game as a professional, coming out of junior. I thought he did well, and looking forward to seeing him again here tonight.
And it's a challenge for these kids, too, because this isn't March. We're not here, obviously the last couple of games that we remember, we're back deep in the Stanley Cup playoffs. But these are players that, though they have been skating over the summer, and though they have been taking part in rookie camp, these are the first competitive games of the season. For players like Wheel, as you mentioned, to have the type of feel and flow that he had for the game, especially as the game progressed and the Kings started doing very well in the possession battle, his ability and his skill set really came through. And obviously, too, they're not going to be playing here this evening, but Lyndon Vey centering the line between Tanner Pearson and Tyler Toffoli. That was a line that may have been the best line on the ice. They were outstanding throughout the game. You saw Lyndon Vey had a couple of assists, Tanner Pearson 2 goals, and that shows the most advanced of the Los Angeles Kings prospects and how they were able to go out and show that in a game setting. We're going to take a quick break right now for the national anthem. We'll be right back. Thank you again for joining us here on LAKings.com and LAKingsinsider.com. This is the SoCal Hockey Futures Game presented by Toyota. John Rosen, Darrell Evans. We'll be right back.
Let's begin with the visiting Anaheim Ducks. Also on defense, number 81, Kyle Becker. At left wing, number 65, Emerson Edom. At center, number 67, Ricard Raquel. At right wing, number 64, Stephen Mason. And in goal for Anaheim, number 36, John Gibson. Scratch for Anaheim, number 44, Sandy Batman. Number 54, Andrew O'Brien. Sorensen. Number 69, Stephen Hart. Number 76, Austin Carroll. Number 78, Charlie Soreau. Goaltenders number 31, Frederick Anderson, and number 68, Etienne Marcoux. And now the starting lineup for your Los Angeles Kings. On the bench, number 39, Marcus McIver. Also on the bench, number 84, Derek Forbort. And the left wing, number 64, Andy Andrea. At center, number 53, Robert Zonic. At right wing, number 51, Brandon Wilson. And in middle, number 65, Patrick Borzak. Scratch number Kings, number 56, Curtis McDermott. Number 57, Lincoln Bay. Number 70, Tanner Pearson. Number 73, Jonathan Foley. Number 79, Justin Oliver. And number 80, Nicholas Lamournier. Also scratch goaltender number 35, J.F. Berube. Now, fans of the Anaheim, please rise and kindly remove all hats for the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome back to the Toyota Sports Center in El Segundo, California. I'm John Rosen. Daryl Evans here to my right. Before we give you the starting lineups, we have tonight's officials. Referees will be Jim McNulty and Mike McBain. The linesmen, Stephen Barry and Tanner Nua. Now, the starting lineups for both teams. First, the scratches, though, for the Anaheim Ducks. Scratch number 45, Sammy Vatanen. Number 54, Andrew O'Brien. Number 59, Nick Sorensen. Number 69, Stefan Varg. Number 76, Austin Carroll. Number 78, Charlie Soreau. And goaltenders, number 31, Frederick Anderson. And number 68, Etienne Marcoux. For the Ducks, in net, number 36, John Gibson. On defense, number 60, Kevin Gagne. And number 81, Kyle Becker. Forwards will be Rickard Rakell in between Emerson Edom and Stefan Nazin. And we are underway as the Kings get the puck deep into the Ducks' end. Rimmed around by the goaltender Gibson. Battle on the near side. The Ducks send it back into the neutral zone. And the crowd already into it here at the Toyota Sports Center. Puck comes back over to the far side. That's going to be Forbort. Near side, that's going to be Zarnik. Zarnik trying to get it up to Andrioff. He weathered a hit. Ducks now, Nazin able to send it back deep into the Los Angeles end. Gets behind Patrick Bartizak, and here come the Kings breaking out of their own end. Near side, that's going to be sent deep off the boards by Forbort, and the Kings will go for a line change. Sent now near side, here's Max Freiberg. Freiberg along the left wing boards. He's pressured by Jordan Wheel, who was excellent in the game back in Anaheim on Saturday. Still battles the near side, kept in the Kings' end by former first-round pick Hampus Lindholm. Now back over in the near corner. Kings trying to send it up to Sabrin. Battle along the board. Sent up the middle. Pass intercepted. Freiberg now up the middle once again. That's going to be Lajeunesse. He's unable to handle it. Comes back near side. Helgeson off the boards. Back behind the Kings' net.
And I think one thing that you see here, Anaheim in particular, because they've had a little bit more control of the puck early, they've been able to get the puck deep into the Kings' zone, and they're already on their third sequence of line changes. They want to try to get everybody involved. We've only played a minute 15, and almost everybody's already seen the ice.
Ryan Horvat from Simcoe, Ontario, cross feed. Good stop coming out. The challenge was Bartizak. Puck thrown out in front, and the Kings able to get in front of it. Sent back deep once again. Couldn't get by Bartizak. Now over in the near corner. Kings still trying to clear up back into the neutral zone now as they are able to do so. Shea Theodore, the Ducks' first-round draft pick this previous June, couldn't get it deep into the LA end. Tegan Zahn, who went to camp with the Kings 2 years ago, sends it back into the LA end. That's an icing. We are scoreless. 18:15 remaining in the first period.
Well, we see our first really good scoring chance right there, and it comes by the Ducks. Going down the right side, Stephen Whitney catches a feed coming from the left wing. He tried to go upstairs. A good challenge there by Bartizak. He came across, did a great job at staying square with the shot. He tried to go upstairs, Whitney did, and Bartizak was able to get his left hand on it to make the big save.
Bartizak, the reigning CHL goaltender of the year. Not bad company there. He's the second goaltender of the year to come out of the Red Deer Rebels program. Also from there, I should say third, Darcy Kemper was one. Also, of course, Cam Ward of the Carolina Hurricanes. Kings get the puck deep into the Anaheim end. Battled by Cam McLeese, who played with the Brooks Bandits of the AJHL this previous year. He's in camp on a tryout. Cycle game going on. Nick Shore back to McLeese in the near side at the hash marks. Trying to go back to the point, broken up, and the Ducks able to get it back into the neutral zone, back into LA's end. 6'4" Alex Roach now playing the puck back in LA's end. He spins around, able to get it to the blue line. Kings now will send it deep. A deflected blast back into the LA end, behind the net, handled by Lindholm. As he sends it back into the neutral zone, handled instead by Derek Forbort of the Kings. Forbort back in his own end, tries to go off the boards. Puck is contested, ends up back on the stick once again of Marcus McIver, and now over to the far side, back into the neutral zone. Lindholm up the middle, pass broken up. Bounces a couple of times and then backhanded. All the way back into the LA end, comes back to Bartizak as he sends it back to Forbort. Steps around a Ducks forechecker. Ducks take it away though. On the far side, back to the right point. Wrist shot deflects, kicked aside by Bartizak. Now over the far hash marks. Battling for the puck over on that side is a hit. Able to free it loose for the Ducks for Ricard Raquel. His shot was blocked, and now the Kings will take it back into the neutral zone. As Brian O'Neill fell, he was still able to get the puck deep, sent along the boards. Near side, here's Long Beach native Emerson Edom. He was a first-round pick when the LA Kings hosted the draft back at Staples Center in 2010. Robbie Zarnik had it poked away from him. Here's Edom trying to go wide around the outside, behind the net. Good check there thrown, but Edom stays with it. Back to the left point. Chipped on deep behind the net. That's now going to be sent once again towards Raquel. Raquel battling. He was very good for Anaheim back in Saturday's game. He's unable to keep it deep as the Kings flip it far side. Here's a chance. It's going to be Brandon Kozin. Kozin lost the handle, but still able to work it deep. Kozin on his backhand, spins around, pressed up into the boards by Tegan Zahn. It's now backhanded over to the near side, and that's going to be Max Freiberg, able to get it into the neutral zone. Freiberg trying to step around Colin Miller, former Sioux Greyhound, ends up behind the net. As Freiberg falls down over the far corner. That comes loose to Devontae Smith-Pelly. Made his debut 2 years ago as an underager. Now Lindholm back to the top of the point as his shot was blocked. That was a shot by Kyle Becker, able to stay with it. Backhands it deep, far corner. Now behind the net, Smith-Pelly looking for help in front. Centering feed, couldn't quite connect, but kept in at the right point. Now right hash marks. That's going to be Lagunier. Lagunier, his pass to the left point. Lindholm wrist shot. That was blocked by the skate of Zarnik. And we have a whistle.
Yeah, we got a penalty coming up on the play. Anaheim was able to get their goaltender to the bench, Gibson, bring out a sixth attacker. That allowed them to move the puck around freely in the offensive zone and set up some time in possession. But the Kings, as a group, did a great job at making sure they didn't give up any pass towards the net. It's going to be Andy Andrioff going to the net, or pardon me, going to the penalty box. It's going to be a slashing goal. So here we are, almost 5 minutes into the hockey game, and Anaheim's going to have the first power play of the game.
The Kings special teams was very successful back on Saturday night's game. Meanwhile, over coming on the near side, out of play and heading back to the locker room for the Anaheim Ducks rookies will be Max Freiberg. He has a towel in front of his face. As Andrioff whistled at 4:41. The Kings special teams, very strong back in Saturday's win. Power play goal, perfect on the kill. When you watch them earlier today, what head coach Mark Morris, he's the Manchester Monarchs head coach, what his methods were, he wanted them going through the power play without any personnel against them. No penalty kill, just to get the methods going, just to be able to move the puck well. Then he brought in the penalty kill, so they started out with some success. The face-off will be to the right of the goaltender in Patrick Bartizak. No score. 15:19 remaining in this first period. King scratches, by the way. Curtis McDermott, Lyndon Vang, Tanner Pearson, Tyler Toffoli, Justin Auger, Nick Delorier, goaltender J.F. Berube. Face off to Bartasak's right. The puck is dropped, and it's going to be one on the near side. A contested puck by the Ducks. Back to the right point. Touch pass back to Lindholm. Mobile defenseman got it back to the left side. Back to the top of the point. Sends it now far side. One-time blast stopped by Bartasak, and no rebound. That shot there taken by Chris Wagner. As the Ducks able to generate another shot on goal. Some good puck movement, and you already look at Hampus Lindholm. And he's had a little bit of success there at the top of the point. Little shifty moves there at the blue line.
Yeah, as they were moving the puck along up top there along the umbrella formation, they did a great job getting the clear shot, but unfortunately, because of the crisp puck movement, nobody was able to get in front of the net and distract the goaltender.
Ducks win the draw once again. Wrist shot deflected, couldn't get through. Kings able to intercept, but could not clear it. A chance to do so, and unable. Ducks able to keep it deep. Behind the net now, loose puck. Kings send it off the boards through the neutral zone and back to the Anaheim blue line. They'll go for a line change. Ducks now near side. Able to get it back into the LA end. Couldn't get it deep. LA able to now send it the length of the ice. John Gibson directing traffic for the Ducks. He won the gold medal as the goaltender for the U.S. World Junior team this past year in Ufa, Russia. Anaheim stood up at the LA blue line. It's going to be Lindholm once again, selected 6th overall back in the 2012 draft in Pittsburgh. He's able to set it near side. Big check there thrown. That was a good hit. One of the LA Kings thrown by, that looked like Nick Shore. Now here comes Anaheim once again into the LA end. Centering feed, drop pass, didn't quite connect. Anaheim still sends it deep. Now left corner. Colin Miller giving chase for LA as he battles deep in LA territory. As LA now able to send it back up towards the Anaheim blue line where Shea Theodore takes over.
Yeah, one of the things the Kings did the other day in Anaheim was getting the puck out of their zone in the initial attempt. That's one of the keys to good penalty killing, and the Kings were perfect in that game.
Theodore had pressure at the blue line, but still able to get the puck over to his right to Ricard Raquel. Now comes to the top of the point once again. Slap pass over to the near post. And a good save once again by Bartasak. Puck gets past the left defenseman and once again back into the Anaheim end. And the Kings have now killed the Anaheim power play. Still scoreless. 13-17 remaining here in the first period.
Yeah, pretty good look there by Raquel, but unfortunately he elected to stop the puck instead of one-timing it. That allowed the goaltender Bartasak to square up with the shot, make the save look a lot easier than it was.
Pass didn't connect. Deflects, ends up back behind Bartasak once again. That's going to be Miller around the boards. Over to the near side, Anaheim unable to keep it in. Feed back up the middle. Now here's a battle. Here comes Valentin Zykov. Zykov, wrist shot. That's blocked. As it ends up once again deep on the far side. McLeod's trying to kick that one deep. And Zykov gets it behind the net. Now near side, here's Emerson Edom. Former Medicine Hat Tiger goes up the middle once again. As Anaheim gets it back into the LA end, but not for long. This is going to be Shore once again. Back over to the right wing. Zykov is dump in. Flex behind the net. And here's Lindholm. Zykov able to touch Gibson just a little bit, but Lindholm over to the near side. That's going to be a shot by Ross Johnston that's deflected wide. LA looking to break it out of their own end now. Backhanded behind the net over the far side, Forbert. Forbert over the far side, Sabourin. He spins around, his pass broken up. And centering feed did not connect. And here comes LA once again. Now back right up the middle again. That's going to be Ebert. He's dump in over on the near side. Big check there thrown. That was a hit by Kenton Helgeson on Maxim Keatson. That's now Lindholm, unable to handle a pass near side. Gets in with a little bit of a shove there. He's taken over once again. Wheel over to the far side, able to break up a pass by Anaheim. Ends up behind the Ducks net. Now that's going to be Lindholm back up the middle. A little bit of a dangerous pass, but no one there manning the blue line for LA. Here comes LA once again. Sabourin try to drop it off near side. Unable to connect. Horvat back over to the left wing, and here comes Anaheim. Centering feed, shot, and just up and over the net. Good chance there by Smith-Pelly. And here come the Kings. Sent back into Anaheim's end, near corner. That's going to be Theodore. Shea Theodore trying to break it out. Theodore over to the far side, gets it to Edom. Edom into LA territory. Trying to sidestep The defender, Nick Ebert. Back to the top of the point. Shot, save made, rebound, controlled by Zarnik. Zarnik, Michigander. And will send it back over to the far side as he weathers a hit. That's now a feed near side. Zarnik, wrist shot, just wide on that near post. Kept it at the left point. Shot from the left point by Roach is blocked. Ends up far corner, Andriov. Andriov behind the net. There's Kozin. Kozin now trying to go back to the left point, getting a stick on it for Anaheim, however, lag in air, and Anaheim clears. There's Zarnik again, centering feed. Kozin's shot deflects up and out of play. Stoppage here, no score. 10:29 left here in this first period.
I think one of the things that you see, both teams have had a couple of chances here to get pucks on the net. From the Kings standpoint, we saw Zarnik come in there down that right side. You've got to get that puck on the net. Mark Morris, the entire coaching staff from Manchester, as will the Anaheim coaching staff do. They want you to put the puck in the net. Give the puck a chance. Force the goaltender to make a save. It also encourages the guys that are on the ice to drive to the net to pick up second and third chances. Very seldom are you going to score in the initial attempt, but if you hit the net, good things happen when the puck's in that tough area.
Kubalik, Campagna, and O'Neill now up front for LA. As they're unable to sustain pressure, Ducks send it back into the Los Angeles end. Over the far side of the ice, pass battle for the puck at the blue line. O'Neill, who spent 4 years at Yale University, former Bulldog, up to Campagna. Campagna, stick handling, left hash marks behind the net. He tries to cycle down low to O'Neill. O'Neill battling with Raquel. O'Neill tried to drop it off behind him. That's broken up. The Ducks now looking to battle over on this near side. Big hit there thrown. Campagna, though, bounced off of Nazin. Behind the net, there's Kubalik. Kubalik back to the left point. Bouncing puck off back into the blue line off of McIver. And the Kings will take over at their own blue line. No score here. 9:34 left in the first period. The puck now sent once again back into the Ducks end. That's now going to be taken on this near side by Brent Andrews. Andrews stood up in the neutral zone. And back over to the far side. That's going to be now for LA forward. I'm getting a little scrap here.
It's Kubalik for the Kings out there. Kubalik looks like he's going at it from Anaheim. We have Joseph Kramrosa out there, and both players eyeball each other, and they come together in the Kings zone right around the top of the circles. Referees do a good job separating the two players, and pardon me, it was McIver for the Kings, not Kubalik. It was McIver for the Kings. He got engaged out there, and no damage done. Both players make a quick path over to the penalty box, and I think we're going to see 5 minutes apiece for both players, and play should resume playing 5-on-5.
Saw a couple of scraps in the game back on Saturday night. Marcus McIver of Ajax, Ontario, played with the Brampton Battalion the last couple of years. They're now the North Bay Battalion in the Ontario Hockey League. A lot of Ontario-based players in this Los Angeles team.
Yes, there are, and you talk about North Bay and things like that. There's a lot of players from Ontario, and I'm also very, very surprised and very impressed with the amount of countries. You look at where these players are coming from. You didn't see it as much, a number of years back, but Zykov for the Kings, Kitchen for the Kings, coming out of Russia. You get some players out of the Czech Republic, but a lot of kids from the province of Ontario, Toronto being one of the hockey hotbeds of the world, and a lot of players continue to come out of that area.
And while it's interesting, while you're hearing the talk of whether the KHL will lure players from the NHL back over there are more players right now in the Canadian hockey leagues from Russia than there ever have been. And, you look at Valentin Zykov, he was one of them. Meanwhile, Ducks into the LA end, shot, save, rebound, and it's chipped back up over the net. Another good pad save there, the original shot by Patrick Bartasak.
Yeah, I think it was Wagner for the Ducks that came in on his offside there, and the goaltender Bartasak did a great job at reacting with that. I've been very impressed the way he squared up with the shots that he's seen so far here in the opening 11 minutes.
There's a puck back behind the LA net. And you talk about the players based in Russia coming back over to North America. Valentin Zykov in his 17-year-old rookie season, 40 goals for the Baie-Comeau Drakkar. And they should be another strong outfit again this coming year in the QMJHL. Gibson drops it behind his own net. Ducks weather a forecheck, now breaking out. Could have had numbers if the pass had gone through. And it's broken up by LA. Now back up the middle, trying to battle for the puck and willing it. Is Andriov, but couldn't get it past Edom. Edom tried to go up the middle. Ebert stepped in front of him, and LA will take over. Back over on the far side. We'll give you some alignments here so far that we've seen in just a moment. Puck chipped back into the Anaheim end. Tegan Zahn coming out of his own end. Tegan Zahn, right wing side. through the neutral zone. No one steps up to pressure, able to chip it deep into the LA end. And there all of a sudden was Nick Ebert. Nick Ebert, Windsor Spitfire. Ooh, big collision over on the far side. Good balance there. As shown by Scott Sabarin, weathering that off. Nick Ebert played with the Ontario Reign at the end of his junior season last year. The Reign's playoff run. It came to the end in the second round against the Idaho Steelheads in the ECHL. Puck back into the Ducks' end. Gagne pressured by Wheel on the forecheck. Gagne trying to evade him off the boards. Able to get it up to the left wing. Smith Pelly. Smith Pelly, an encouraging rookie season 2 years ago as a 19-year-old. It's now chipped once again back deep into LA's end. Battle for the puck, near side. And it's going to end up back behind the net. Forbort pressured. Battle over once again in the far corner. It ends up once again back behind the LA net. Here's Colin Miller, slick skater, able to send right side. We'll get the pass to Keatson. Keatson lifts it up in the air. Weathers a hit. Back into the Ducks' end. Taken away by Becker. Becker back up the middle. Back at the red line. Backhanded by Johnston back into LA territory. And LA will take over once again. Nice little toe drag here. Here comes Jordan Wheel, who's been very impressive. Wheel cuts to the middle. Beautiful move, but lost it off the end of his stick. Horvat's pass did not connect all the way back into the LA end. Icing waved off.
I think when you look at the play and the puck handling ability of Jordan Wheel, he's among the elite in the American Hockey League, and even playing at this level, you can see where he's going to be able to excel. He's got great lateral movement. He's always got his head up.
Jordan Wheel, somebody that skated with Jordan Eberle back with the WHL's Regina Pats, and somebody on that line put up back-to-back seasons of over 100 points in the WHL. Meanwhile, loose puck out in front. Lindholm handles a bouncing puck and takes it away, moves it in front past Gibson. Ducks unable to sustain pressure, however, and that's going to be sent back into the Anaheim end as Zahn will play it from behind his own net. No score, 5:39 left in this first period. So far, been very impressed with Patrick Barnasak.
Yeah, he's probably been the busiest player on the ice. Being a goaltender, he's seen a lot of shots. Not only shots, he's seen a lot of traffic coming towards him. I've liked his focus. It's very tough for a goaltender. Not only, you're looking at shots, but now you start to put the traffic in front there and being able to control the puck. And as his period's gone on, he seems to be getting both mentally and physically stronger. And
you look at the LA Kings goaltending depth. Obviously, Jonathan Quick, 10-year contract kicks in this year. But there are still other quality pieces in net. And Barnasak, because of that depth at goaltender, may be ticketed back to Red Deer for this coming season. Big hit thrown behind the net. That's by Robbie Zarnik, and another hit. Good on the forecheck there by Andy Andrioff, who was impressive back on Saturday evening. Puck back in the LA end. And that's now going to be handled near side by Kozin. Kozin played a couple of years with the West Valley Wolves program. And here comes LA, seeing near side. Kozin shot, save made. And now we have another scrap over on that near side. The play was whistled dead before LA got the shot off. It's going to be Andy Andrioff dropping the mitts.
Yeah, and I think he's engaged down there with Tegan Zahn of the Anaheim Ducks. Both players latching onto each other, trying to free their right arms up. And Andy Andrioff, a strong player, and he seems to be has a little bit more in the tank right now, as he's been the player that's thrown the last couple of shots. I don't think either player received any damage, but a couple of willing combatants right there, and they get escorted to their respective locker rooms with just 5 minutes exactly left here in the first period.
And speaking of Andy Andrioff, he's earned a lot of respect throughout both the Ontario Hockey League and now the American Hockey League. 22-year-old from Pickering, Ontario. 26 points last year with Manchester. That followed 5 years with the Oshawa Generals. And his play has been elevating as he has continued his professional career. We're going to get a face-off now in the neutral zone. And to give you some of the lines that we've been seeing, Robbie Zarnik, Andy Andrioff, Brandon Kozin is a line that we just saw moments ago. Zikoff, Shore, McLeese, Keatson, Wheel, Sabarin, and O'Neill, Campagna, and Kubalik. Defensive pairings for LA, Forbort and Miller, Roach and Ebert, and Leslie and McIver.
Yeah, you'll go back to talking to Andy Andrioff. He's made some subtle adjustments in his training and preparing. I think he's done a great job. He's worked on his skating a little bit. He looked and talked about his numbers: 13 goals, 26 points in Manchester last year. A versatile player. He's got the ability to play both forward and the wing, and I know the coaches really like that, bringing in the physical element that he brings to his game. He's definitely a guy that is, targeted to be an NHL hockey player and a successful one once he gets there.
Difficult to play against, somebody that hounds the puck. He's aggressive. Sounds like he's somebody that's strong for Daryl Sutter in this Los Angeles Kings system, just the way that he plays and the way that he challenges you.
Yeah, I think when you look at with the salary cap now, John, I think you have to have players that you can bring in. You've got to have those energetic type of players and guys that aren't going to take anything away from your game. And I think he really understands. He does a great job at digesting what the coaches are trying to put in systematically. And he goes out there, really simplifies the game. And we saw a hell of a goal the other night in Anaheim, the snapshot that he put upstairs in the short side. He's got the ability to score those type of goals without taking anything away from the physical part of his game and dropping the gloves every once in a while when he has to.
LA able to get the puck out of their own end after a defensive zone draw. Miller sends it deep. There's Zikov. Nice little backhanded feed. Out in front, pass was broken up before it got to shore. And you talk about players keeping it simple, players that you might not always notice, but that might mean that they're doing things well, and Nick Shore would probably be one of those players.
Yeah, I thought he had a great game the other night in Anaheim, especially on the penalty kill, and it was his reads, those simple things, getting in shooting lanes, putting the stick in there to take away passing lanes and things like that. He excelled at that. Because of that, Mark Morris continued to keep putting him on the ice, and that's why the penalty kill was perfect.
Now, they don't have the same skill set, and obviously the NHL player I'm going to reference obviously more advanced, but is it fair to consider that he's at least somewhat similar of a player to someone like Trevor Lewis?
Yeah, I think there are a lot of similarities. I think, he's a good skater as well, and I think his reads, his instincts are good, and I think that's what, kind of where you draw the similarities from. And I think, as long as he continues to keep doing things simple, and as a penalty killer, when you do get those opportunities, the key is to get the puck out on the initial attempt. If you do that, you're going to be able to get to the bench. And we've had a penalty on the call here, and it's going to go against the Kings. It's going to go against McLeese. He's going in 2 minutes for hooking. So Anaheim is on their second power play of the game. The Kings killing the first penalty successfully earlier in the period.
Kings able to send it back into the Duck zone almost immediately. And here comes Anaheim back into the LA end. Now deep in LA's zone. Good shot after a nice rush there by Emerson Edom. Coming out to challenge and cut down the angle. That was Bartosak. Now left side. That's Edom. Back left point to Lindholm. Back to Rickard Rakell. His pass hit a leg. Back to Rakell once again. Left circle. Down low. He's cutting out in front. Save made. Puck ends up behind the net. And the puck comes off of its, net comes off of its moorings. And so we have a stoppage here. 1:19 left here on this Anaheim power play. 3:44 remaining in a scoreless first period.
Yeah, that was Rakell there making a strong bid. Coming out of the left corner, a right-handed shot. So he's got the puck in a threatening position. Bartosak times it nicely, moving across with him. The key is for the goaltender to stay square. He did just that. He was able to make the initial save, and then when Rakell retrieved the puck, by that time Bartosak got relief from his players and was able to get the puck out of harm's way.
Ducks win the draw. Shot blocked over on that far side. Good block there by Brian O'Neill. O'Neill, the oldest member of the Los Angeles Kings rookies here at rookie camp. The puck ends up once again back deep in LA territory. Loose left hash marks, and that's going to be cleared all the way back to John Gibson. Gibson leaving it for Theodore. Shea Theodore coming out in front of his net. He looks to his left as he's able to go to Langanair. Langanair now right wing side and chipped deep by Max Freeberg. Freeberg around the boards, back over to the left hash marks. Still 40 seconds remaining on this Los Angeles penalty kill. Sent back left side. Centering feed didn't get through. Kings intercept. Now a little bit of space down the right wing. Here comes LA, and that's going to be sent deep once again by Campagna. Shore with some pressure there on the penalty kill as Theodore now goes left wing side. Puck back towards LA's left corner. It's now going to be sent once again along the boards towards the left hash marks. And once again, a puck comes loose as the battle goes on down low. And that's going to be Freeberg. Freeberg takes it behind the net. Now back over to the right side. The power play for Anaheim is now over. Loose puck sent back behind the net. Ducks been stymied on both of their power plays by this Los Angeles penalty kill, which has been perfect so far in these 2 rookie games. Back to the tops of the circle. Shot, save made. Rebound comes out and controlled by Los Angeles. Circling back around, back to his own end is Wheel. Wheel, an elite skater here in this SoCal Hockey Futures series presented by Toyota. As it comes back down to the offensive end. Kozin centering feed, bouncing puck just hopped up over wheel stick, but you can see that they've played before. Collision on the far side as the Ducks net is now unhinged. And we'll get a face-off once again in Anaheim territory. No score. And again, Anaheim a couple of chances. Bartosak, we've seen him aggressive. We've seen him come out and do a good job of being able to kick aside those Anaheim shots.
Yeah, you look at the one shot that comes just on the heels of the power play by the Ducks. It came from back in the blue line. Gagne walked into the high slot. Traffic was driving towards the top of the crease to prevent Bartosak from coming out. Bartosak was able to get down on his knees, absorb the puck in his midsection. The unfortunate thing was the puck got away from me. Did make the big first save, but goaltenders and what they have to do in order to get to the next level is absorb those pucks, not give up a second chance.
Here comes LA to the offensive end. Keatson centering feed. Zarnik trying to get it deep. We now have a whistle here, and it looks like LA will be getting their first power play. It's a slashing call coming up against the Anaheim Ducks.
Now this is going to come late in the period. There's 1:23 left here in the first period. It'll be the Kings' first power play, and going to the penalty box, it's going to be Wagner from the Anaheim Ducks. So he'll go. Kings will have a minute 23 to work with, and if they don't score in the remaining time, then they'll start the second period off with some fresh ice for 37 seconds. But Kings' power play in the game in Anaheim the other night did a great job at moving the puck around. Be it they're not going to have guys like they had on the ice the other night, the personnel guys like Lyndon Bay, Tanner Pearson, Tyler Toffoli. Those guys definitely know how to execute with the man advantage.
Kozin wheels Sabourin up front. Ebert now over to the far side. That's going to be Roach with a shot. He scores! Alex Roach with a blast from the top of the left circle. It's a power play goal, and the Kings take a 1-0 lead.
Well, when you're on the man advantage, especially when you start off in the offensive zone, you want to control the puck from the faceoff, and that's exactly what happened there for the Kings. Jordan Wheel does a great job to get the puck back to the point, and as Roach is drifting down the wall coming in from the left point, it was Sabourin in front of the goaltender, taking away Gibson's sight lines, not allowing him to be able to see that puck clean, steps out of the way at the last second, and the rocket by Roach ends up in behind the goaltender. Power play goal that just took 8 seconds. The Kings lead it 1-0.
Rocket by Roach. I like the way it sounds. As Alex Roach actually had an overtime game-winning goal in the WHL playoffs last year for the Calgary Hitmen. Speaking about Roach, non-drafted free agent, signed out of rookie camp and training camp back in 2011. A puck back into the neutral zone. The Kings looking to take a 1-0 lead into the first intermission. And a chip back into the Anaheim zone, perhaps trying to add one on here. In the right corner, O'Neill battling with Kubalik. Comes loose. And we'll give you the assist in just a moment. And the puck is backhanded back into the LA end. So assists here will go to Sabourin and Wheel. As LA able to take immediate control right off of the face-off in the offensive end. And that was a laser beam there by Alex Roach, too.
Yeah, it definitely was. He had a little bit of time to walk in. I think there's going to be some changes on that one because it was Sabourin that was in front of the net. He didn't move the puck to Roach back on the point, but Roach did a great job at creeping down that wall, waiting for Sabourin to get in front of the goaltender, and the release was perfect. Great shot for the goal.
And when you talk about Roach, is there 5 seconds remaining in this period? Very good skater for someone that big. 1.6 seconds left as the puck comes back into the LA end. Bartosak covers up. But when you look at those players, obviously, again, we're not comparing the exact same skill set. Two different players at different stages of development. But I remember watching Tyler Myers when he was with the Kelowna Rockets, and everyone talked about, I mean, he's 6'7", the way that he could stride, the way that he could move and get the puck deep. And Alex Roach, he's country strong from northern BC, Quesnel, British Columbia, and somebody with a heck of a shot and a pretty good skater. He can move well for a big guy.
Yeah, considering he was just cleared for contact just prior to training camp started, he's looking real strong out there. He had an assist the other night in Anaheim when he shot the puck from the blue line. This one here, he overpowers the goaltender on his own for the only goal of the period so far.
A couple of words exchanged. The face-off with 1.6 seconds remaining here in the first period. Talking about that, and that was another power play goal. That was a terrific deflection by Tanner Pearson for the goal, and actually served as a game winner back in Saturday's rookie game in Anaheim. So a 1-0 Los Angeles lead after this first period has concluded. We're going to take a quick break here. And so we're going to come back in just a moment, recap the first period. We should also be joined by Nelson Emerson, I believe, hockey development, player development with the Los Angeles Kings. So we're going to take a break. The LA Kings have a 1-0 lead over the visiting Anaheim Ducks. At Toyota Sports Center, I'm John Rosen. Darrell Evans here to my right. We'll be right back right after this.